welcome back to my channel. So for this week's video, I thought we would go back to basics and I would show you guys the art of roasting a chicken. Now I know it seems pretty straightforward, just put the bird in the oven and bang bang boom, you're done, but there are multiple ways that you can mess it up. And there's also a couple tricks that you can do to make your chicken extra tasty. I think of roasted chicken and I think it's the fall, you know, maybe it's near Thanksgiving, or maybe it's like the dead of winter and you want something like warm and comforting, and you know that beautiful smell of roasted chicken makes you get all happy inside. And that's normally when I associate chicken, but I mean, roasted chicken is the bomb. You can eat it whenever you want. So we are gonna roast a chicken today. So I'm gonna go through kind of the cooking process, how I generally cook my chickens and what my rule of thumb is for cooking time and temperature, and that's it. So I guess we'll get to it, huh? As far as ingredients, I've got a 4.5 pound chicken. And on this plate over here, I've got all my aromatics. So I've got some fresh rosemary, some fresh thyme, a couple onions, a head and a half of garlic, a lemon, and a big chunk of butter. And then, you know, salt and pepper, obviously. As far as equipment, I have a roasting pan, I have a spoon, some paper towel, and a cutting board, and my chef knife. And that's it, that's all you really need. First things first, I'm just gonna get all of our vegetables ready so that once I start working with the chicken and I've got, you know, raw chicken on my hands, I don't worry about cross-contamination. So I'm just gonna get these guys cleaned up. And we're just using the onions and the garlic and the lemon and all that jazz as aromatic components. So they don't need to be like, you know, finely diced or anything. We just need to make sure that they're clean. I'm also going to use the onions and the garlic to make a little bit of a bed under the chicken so that the chicken is not touching the bottom of my roasting pan and it's getting a little bit of extra flavor. For the garlic, I'm just gonna cut this head in half. That one's gonna go inside, and then this one as well. So that's gonna go on the bottom of the pan. So I'm just gonna throw out my onion peels before I start balling here. So now that my veg is all cut, I'm just gonna cube up my butter. All of my ingredients are good to go. I'm just gonna get them back on my little plate here. Now that my mise en place is all good to go, let's work on the chicken. So chicken, and I want to make sure that the skin is essentially as dry as possible to make sure that it can get extra crispy. So I'm going to give it the old airport pat down with my paper towel and get as much moisture out as I can. This is where my spoon comes in. So I'm going to use my spoon upside down and I'm going to lightly go under here and separate the skin from the breast, okay? So if you see, I'm just kind of slowly separating the skin. So once you've pretty much run your spoon all around the back, now that the skin is nice and loosened, we're gonna start making it tasty. So this is where you're gonna use your butter. So you're gonna take your cubes of butter, and if you can mash it a little bit between your hands, you know, it's ideal, and we're gonna stuff it under the skin, okay? Now I'm just using regular butter. You can use garlic butter, you can use chopped herb butter, whatever you want. I am gonna stuff some rosemary in here, so that's why I didn't really worry too much about flavoring my butter. That extra fat really helps the chicken breasts. Butter under the skin. Is it perfect and evenly distributed? No. Is that okay? Yes. Now we're gonna go in with our rosemary. So I have this lovely fresh rosemary that I'm just going to break into pieces and just kind of stuff under there. One more sprig of rosemary. That's what the top of my bird looks like now. It's speckled with butter and rosemary and it looks good. Now let's talk about putting stuff inside your chicken. So, a lot of people put all sorts of amazing things inside the chicken, and I'm going to do that. However, I just want to point out, it doesn't really flavor the chicken that much. but it does add an extra like amazing smell when you pull it out of the oven. Like it makes it look extra pretty too, right? So I'm just gonna put a couple wedges of onions. So my lemons are gonna go in there, and I'm just gonna put some thyme in there as well. And just a couple, I'm gonna do half a head of garlic. This is what this looks like in here. She's full of tasty things. Now, getting the chicken in my pan. So I'm gonna take the rest of my onions, and we're gonna make it a nice little bed. And I mean it when I'm saying I'm putting the chicken right on top of it. So now I'm gonna do this, okay? So as you can see, guys, it's sitting right on top. So the chicken itself is not touching the bottom of the pan. And the last thing we need to do is season it. Once it's stuffed and ready to go, you're gonna go in with your salt and pepper. So let's talk a little bit about roasting a chicken. Now I roast my chicken at 2 different temperatures. I start it at a very high temperature, and then I finish it at a lower temperature. So I'm gonna start it at 450 for 10 minutes, and then after that, I'm gonna turn my oven down to 350, and I'm going to roast it for 20 minutes per pound of poultry. So this is a 4.5 pound chicken. So I'm gonna have it at 450 for 10 minutes, and then drop it down to 350, and it's gonna go in for another hour and a half, okay? You feeling me? You got it? So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I will see you guys, I guess, I don't know, in about an hour and 45 minutes, and we are back. So it's been about an hour and 20 minutes. Obviously the sun has now gone down because it is dinner time. So my chicken is beautiful and good to go. So this is what my chicken looks like. Oh, it's sliding. So it was in the oven for an hour and 20 minutes, and then at the end I pulled it out and I just grabbed a basting brush and I just basted some of that melted butter and chicken juice that had run off the chicken while it was roasting, basted it over top, and then I turned my broiler on just for 1 minute to crisp it up, and that's it. That's all. Now I have an amazing roasted chicken. I hope you learned something today. I had a good time. I haven't roasted a chicken in a while, and now my house smells amazing. So if you like this video, don't forget to leave it a like, drop a comment down below if there's something you want to see me make, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see new videos like this every Wednesday. Have a good one, guys. Bye.